Yes, we are live. So let's start our webinar. Thank you all for joining us. So we are live on our webinar platform and also on our YouTube channel. So the ones that are watching us on the YouTube right now, if you would like to participate in our discussion and also ask questions to our speakers, so please register by the link that you see in the stream description. So welcome to our webinar. My name is Olena Gryniuk. I'm CEE Director at the SME Banking Club, and I will be your host today. And the topic today is e-invoicing for SME customers. And my guests today, let me introduce them. Ivan Bakhtin, Enterprise Delivery Manager at Intelias, digital consulting and software company, having tons of experience in banking system transformation. And Katalin Kauzli, co-founder and business development director at Charlie India and the main ambassador of the e-invoicing ecosystem and interoperability of invoice data here in the CE region. Hello, Ivan and Katalin. I'm very glad to have you today.
Hello, Olena, everyone.
Yeah, hello, everyone.
Okay, so right before we go to our topic, let me very shortly mention the organizational information. So our webinar is planned for 40 minutes. We are recording this webinar, so right after we finish, you will receive a link to the video and the presentation as well. And we start from the presentation, and right after we finish, we will have a panel discussion. So I invite you to participate in it and ask your questions in the chat. And I also will have some questions to our speakers. So let's go to our topic. E-invoicing for SMEs. Why and how banks should implement e-invoicing in their digital banking platforms. I would like to start this discussion from a status quo that we have here in the CE region. So 30% of the banks you see here in the red, that 30% of the banks implemented invoicing for their SME customers. And also the other news is that we know that during next upcoming 2-3 years, e-invoices will be mandatory in the European Union countries, and businesses will have to choose the invoicing provider if they haven't, of course, done it yet. So will the banks would like to become such a providers for business customers, for SME customers, and if yes, how they can do this? And let's start this discussion. Ivan, I'm ready to pass over to you, so please share with us your experience at Intelias and how you see this. You're welcome.
Thank you, Olena. Вітаю всіх. So I have experienced more than 10 years in fintech domain and implementation of different projects and transformation programs in top 10 banks in Ukraine. Most of all are closed with different domains from SME API, corporate business, also transformation of internal business environment and implementation new systems such as core banking or transformation core banking, or even with consultancy and some internal EDI community in Ukraine. We analyze opportunity to implement cross-border solution in Ukraine, and allows most of companies in Ukraine to use EDI capabilities and to care about save money and paper, because ton of papers we have to store during up to 5-10 years, and it's additional cost for most of big companies. It's not critical for SME banks, but or for SME clients in some cases and in the beginning of their journey, but it's critical for their growth, and you are aware that it's a lot of money just for paper. That's why we talk about e-invoicing. It's a new opportunity for big company, small company, to save money for paper, save money for manual processing of invoice questions and processing payments sent by mail, post, or any kind, and also transform and integrate different solutions. So in FinTech, we not only develop in-house solution, we also assist our clients and partners to build integration with SaaS solution and to take additional value from each platform that they choose. So what about invoicing in your country? More than 15 years ago, European Council decided to transform and assist big business transform their procurement process and to become more transparent, audited, because a lot of money spent for any purchasing, and you can't control everything in manual and paperwork. That's why they decided to develop some solutions for procurement process. And now we have a lot of, most of you have ERP system with some ERP model for your suppliers, your clients, and interaction with them. But after that, you have PDF as plus e-invoicing processes, and it's not easy way to build communication, interoperable communication between different systems. Every time you have to scan, you have to type, and a lot of issues or typing issues you could define during this approval flow. For that, most of 15 years, EDI providers, big companies try to build and design standard for interaction between different solutions and to build standards for file for communication between different systems, between different even countries in the world. As a result, we have a lot of standards in different countries used locally. But some of these standards, which we see on this screen or slide, are also used in different countries. For example, SSII, they used not only in Europe, but also in Canada for B2G cooperation. Also, we could find PEPL, one of also widely used standard, not only Europe, but in Asia, Singapore, also Australia and New Zealand use this standard, and it's allowed to use cross-border for international companies, and for other hand, for SME clients who also would like to be wider, not only in the local area, they also could use these standards for their purpose. Also, UBL 2.1 widely used in Europe, and standard which mostly all business used in their daily basis communication with suppliers or clients. Send them invoice or acceptance act via email, and it's typical for us, and it's also the option for e-invoicing, but it's case for maturity. On next slide, you could see that three different models of conversation cooperation between supplier and client. Two corner, it's typical when you communicate via your ERP solution and supplier chain model, or when big supplier, or for example, retailer, for example, Metro, Auchan, or any car provider Daimler, Ford, whatever, they could use a standard their interaction with their clients and request for purchasing additional assets or purchasing additional cars in their interfaces. This is the first iteration and first model, and typically widely used in the world. The next cooperation of interaction between different suppliers and clients, that's the three corner, where we do have EDI provider. We have each country mostly have their own local EDI provider. In Ukraine, we have up to 5-6 typical EDI providers who assist business with document management. Most of them located in one country and do not have interaction with other EDI providers. That's why they just you have to choose the most used provider, and that's all. You can't, in case you would like to communicate with other client who use other provider, you have to build additional integration from your side, not your provider. The fourth corner, it's more mature communication when EDI providers build integration and interaction between them. They have hub to define to whom send what document or what e-invoice for further approval. They have typical workflows for approval and checking their systems, and you have to just only integrate with one. It's interesting for wide companies, wide or world banks, but on the other hand, it's also interesting for small suppliers who would like to communicate and work with big business and to provide them added value, new products that it's not possible in other countries. And that's why the mature, the highest in current nowadays, it's the mature, high mature interaction model. Go ahead. I would like to ask you about to think what should job to be done for SME clients you expect they would like to, they want and have to resolve during their business days, months. Typically, we prepared before our webinar our thoughts, and based on our understanding and based on survey with our clients, partners, what their understanding of job to be done internally. So most of all companies and most of all co-founders would like to develop their business and provide added value service to their clients, consumers. So to build good relationship and manage this and hear voice of customer. That's why they would like to spend more time also with life and work and life balance that allow to develop more and more additional products and interesting added value services. For that, they have to less stress for operation. You could manage all accounting and invoicing questions by yourself, or you could hire additional person, 1, 2, 3. It typical growth for most of all companies. But after some period of time, you understand you have a huge operation cost for only operation activities, and you can't provide additional value and invest money for new product. That's why you have to optimize and think about it. And also, you would like to have money in short terms, not in a 60, 90 days pay period, which typically could define these big clients. That there's also opportunity for banks to provide borrow or credit lines based on issued invoices and you understand the workflow, cash flow of your clients, SME clients, and potential income from their side to their accounts, and potential additional revenue for you from loan products for these clients. We have conducted a market overview of typical solution for application for SME and clients, and define the following. That typically we have a huge number of solutions that SME clients could choose for their purpose, and in either way with online onboarding even start using these solutions. And approximate cost for this solution will be from free for accounting and up to 4% for transaction or some revenue cost from your business. It's also for small business interesting solutions. Some of this solution also provided by e-commerce platforms that you have, such as marketplace, also additional services for your business, what assist you to grow with this platform. And for accounting and invoicing, you have to manage your payments. And also you have to build integrations. Typically business from banks, we have payment solutions, we have internal, we could have internal solutions and provide this acquiring to our clients, or our clients could integrate with widely used solutions such as Revolut, PayPal, for, as I know, for Poland, widely used Blik, and close integrated with almost banks, all banks in Poland in their client and online bankings. So it's also opportunity to have some ecosystem for business needs of your SME clients. As a result, you have at the bank and SME as domain, you could have some challenges which you have to resolve, and potential further opportunities for further growth of your business and your bank, that allows your bank to become the financial and digital partner for your clients. It's not only bank services, and as it was before 10 years ago, but now everyone would like to have a partner, trusted partner, and share with him his value, and would like that he was the main client for this bank. So challenges which typically could be met during the invoicing implementation or implementation of ecosystem is digital onboarding. It must have capabilities for most of all banks for their clients. Also, international signature is critical for most of questions when you have UDI and to sign off invoice, accounts, payments for processing. Open bank APIs also is critical for further integration and development improvement. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. And also critical remote support and 24/7 support of clients and 24/7 payments processing. Because for SME, it's critical to receive money today, not tomorrow, not next month or next week. For corporate clients, they still ready to wait up to 1 week international payments, and it's enough for their business because they have another cash flow understanding. Based on our capabilities and competence in our fintech of Intellius, such as integration in the API, cybersecurity audit, and implementation of integration in accordance with cybersecurity and ISO standards. Experience with a lot of cloud operation solutions based on AWS, Google, Microsoft Azure. We defined the following options for high-level architecture point of view for EDI solution. It could be two options. One option, it's in-house. In-house solution typically used, and this option chosen by global big bank who would like to become the partner and digital bank, not only classical universal bank. They would like to be fintech, digital, whatever. In that case, they transform their business not only from finance point of view to product development, and they have a huge department, IT departments and development departments, product departments, who develop new product and build new ecosystem for their for their clients. They provide added services in their client bank, online banking, and also have close internal integration with most of all systems internally, and could share some services to other subsidiaries or headquarters in different countries. And I know we have some participants from Europe who work in global banks, and it's typically used also by big banks. From other hand, but each solution could have plus constraints and weaknesses. Regarding, however, architecture for outsourced solution or integration with SaaS, in that case, you have less time for go-to-market of your added service for your clients. You just have to integrate with up to minimum widely used in your country e-invoicing solution, or not only in your country but widely used by your potentially used by your clients. You have to integrate, create API integration layers for open banking applications, and to allow this third party integrated with you, and have data exchange, and that and the clients could see all information or in their invoicing and accounting system, which they use as SaaS, or in your client bank from financial point of view. But it's allow you to start easier and short terms, and less investment than you have to spend for in-house. Also, this option could be interesting in case you would like to pilot and define, validate your hypothesis with your clients about their needs. And after that, you could transform from outsource and SaaS implementation solution to in-house and develop more mature and more compatible solution than you could define on the market. So build or integrate. We defined some facts, positive and negative cases for integration and build. Most of all, it depends on your target and your plan for the next 2-3 years. In case it's interesting for you and you're ready to implement the cool solution, built in-house solution, it's yours. In case you would like to try and not sure that it's applicable for your business, you just you could choose integration and less time spend for development new product, one with what already developed on market. You will have less capex for this product. You will have less opex for maintenance of this product based on governance and other improvements from standards. But you will have some risks, but also it could be negotiated. So all this information will be shared with you, and you could analyze in details. Just to say that for building in-house, you have to plan from 6 months and more for launch of MVP solution. For integration, we expect that up to 6 months it will be enough for implementation of core integration with EDI, with e-invoicing in SaaS accounting solution, and that you could provide such co-brand ecosystem to your clients. We have our product development approach based on Agile framework, and also we suggest to use Agile approach also for you for implementation and development of new project and product, because you have every time to check your hypothesis with your client's needs and review product roadmap for the next with horizon of planning for the 6 months, because sometimes a business define that it's already outdated and not interesting, but you will spend money for outdated solution. So better to use try, pilot, and implement. We have implementation, as I said before, that we have experience with implementation already in-house solution, in transformation in-house solution. Also for payment processing, we developed for one of big international bank, we developed cash management process where we assist to decrease time for payments processing to 10 minutes in some cases, or up to 2 hours in case you have integration with different banks and SEPA. Also, we have experience with development also in e-invoicing solution for e-commerce, and also develop ecosystem of e-invoicing and accounting payroll management in e-commerce solution platforms in Europe, and it's highly used by European e-commerce companies. So to summarize speech, because we have the time, e-invoicing, it's not some know-how, it's must-have solution in the next several years. Most of clients will try to define what the best solution for them for the next year, 2 years, and in case they would like to transfer from one solution to another, they also will understand easier migration from one solution to another. Also, they would like to have some partner who could provide wide list of services based on their demands. And in case you have you have a plan for development and to become a partner, digital partner for your SMEs, it's a chance to be the first who will propose them new solution. Because as Olena said before, only 30% of all banks in Europe propose and implement such solution. So you have, yes, we understand that we have other solution, but you could compare with them and provide additional services integrated with your bank's solutions, and to provide additional upsell or cross-sell programs based on the real needs of your clients. Co-brands, it's also a positive way for integration and development of your solution and provide added value services. And it's a good opportunity for small banks to spend less time and money and also provide in short terms new solution for their business. I think from my side, we try to, in short terms, discussed, and we could go to Q&A session.
Yes, thank you very much, Ivan. Very interesting and insightful presentation. So let's discuss it right now. And Katalin, please welcome back, join us for the panel discussion. I invite our attendees, please type your questions in the chat. We have some time for answers. So let me make this view for everybody to see you better. My first question will be from me, let's say for both of you. For me, I mean, we have discussed the topic of e-invoicing, of integration in e-invoicing into the SME banking offer for quite some time during our webinars and conferences. And I'm a very big fan of this solution, and I consider personally that this is a must-have in SME banking offer. This was the criteria when I, as an SME customer, was choosing a bank in Poland, and the decision and the bank that I chose actually offered me the e-invoicing and online accounting solution. So from my perspective, the advantages are clear. So we can name them just very quickly right now. So the advantages are for the both sides, right? For the banks, first of all, this is new revenue streams from the solution itself, from the invoicing services itself, but also it will increase revenues from the core banking operations, like from the transactions and from the financing of the businesses, because invoice data is a very important asset that banks can have from their customers. And if they connect it with the payment data, with the financial data, then all the insight that are needed about the customer, they have it. And this is all they have to personalize the offer to offer the product in the context of customer business and of customer life. So, for example, to finance or to offer the factoring or finance invoice when the customer is issuing the invoice in the e-invoicing system. So the invoice is issued and there is a button, finance this invoice in 1-2 clicks. This is the way the SME products should be selling right now, because this is not the times. I mean, when somebody calls me 9 a.m. and says, do you need factoring? I say, no, 9 a.m. I don't need factoring. I might need it when I issued the invoice, and I have the opportunity to finance it right now. And this is the way I think that the products should be offered to the SME customers. And for SMEs, of course, there are a lot of advantages, because this for invoicing for them, this is a daily business. This is everyday job, which is not connected to their business or to their business operations, to their business activity. This is a bureaucracy or accounting part, which is not doesn't make value for them business-wise, and they would like to make it as fast as they can. And they actually can, and they can see banks as a trusted provider for such services, because they trust that it is aligned with the current legislation and etc. etc. So my question to you both, Ivan, maybe let's start from you first, and then Katalin. What stops bank, from your point of view and from your experience and collaborations with the banks, from implementing it? Because I don't ask whether it works. It is worse. The question is maybe when, and do the banks would like to provide these services? What are your thoughts?
I assume yes. In Ukraine, we have some few banks who provide such solution for the SME clients. They have integrated with widely used queue management solution for also for restaurants, and you could. So this bank implement a lot of integrations with different SaaS solution, and based on that, they provide a wow effect for their clients, and not only from SME but also for end consumers who use these banks and or not used yet. Because when you come to any store, you could buy any assets, and you have paper invoice and guarantee in paper option. And in a few years, you lose this guarantee. You will lose this invoice, but you have the guarantee for 5 years, and it's horrible for you to find out this. From other side, you have e-invoice, and you send they send you via email or via Telegram bot your electron version of invoice, and you store in your devices. You manage this. You save on your web hardware of phone or on Google Drive, OneDrive from Microsoft, and that's all. You could use this everywhere, every time, and this is a wow effect for most of our clients. And this question for banks, when? Maybe now, because you have to implement a lot of additional enablers who assist you with further steps of growth. Because when you start implementation new functionality, each time you find out some technical gaps or depths or issues which you can't integrate with something, and you spend a lot of time to resolve this question. So my suggestion to review your capabilities from IT point of view, and start planning such implementation in next several quarters, year maximum, to provide added value for your clients. Because as we might remember, 70% of banks are open for new transformation, and who will first, we'll see.
Yes, the time is now. Yes, I like this, and I would like to continue this discussion. But let Katalin first answer this question, and then will be the next one.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more that banks should start with the invoicing very soon. So I just welcome your comment, Ivan. Back to the question why banks are not doing this. I think one very important thing is the mindset of banks, and that how they think about invoicing and invoicing and activity and the invoicing. And I think it is a completely new domain for banks and unknown domain, and that is something that stops them from even start about taking it. So that is one thing that is stopping from them. The other thing is where they are in their own digital journey. So how mature is the bank digitally? That is another thing. And we need to realize, when a bank gets there, when it actually can start think about invoicing. But what I have seen and what I have heard from others, that with the invoicing regulations coming, banks start thinking about invoicing. So they don't really know what to do with it, how to start with it, but at least the question comes to their mind. So they should do something. They don't know what, they don't know how.
Yes, and with the regulations that within next 2-3 years it will be obligatory, and actually the time is now. So whether the so this is really kind of question of 1-3 years who will enter this market first, right? And to grab the market, because usually the first provider gets the main part of the market. Is it possible technical wise, Ivan, you showed several, two types of technical solution, meaning how banks can implement if they decide to go into this offer. So either to do it in-house or integrate, right? Is it a realistic task to do it within 6 months, you said, but really within a year, let's say, from your experience, and Katalin, and from yours as well?
I think yes. In case you have defined your goal, what you would like to achieve, and you clearly understand what you have to do. Because first of all, you have to define what gaps you have internally in your IT environment, and start already develop capabilities for further integration with SaaS platform. So to be open for SaaS solution, for open solution, and it will allow you to manage cash flow via your accounts, via your bank, and do not compete with other payment processing, because all banks have typical fee for all transactions, but in case you provide added value service, you have more cash flow and transactions for these clients. Second one, it's to find, minimum 1 or 2 EDI providers with whom you have to integrate it, and also to become a partner, not only supplier. You have to do it, that's all. You have to share it with him also your values, and he have to understand your values, what you would like to have, and based on that you will build the trust. We, as I said, we build the trust with our clients, and they build trust with us, and they trust them. So based on that, you will receive and developed and get more results than you expected in the beginning.
Okay.
So,
okay, Katalin, what is your experience?
Yeah, with respect to the partnership option, I just have one more additional comment to Ivan's slides. So I think banks do this, partnership options, but sometimes the promise of the partnership does not fulfill the expectations. So that is something that needs to be taken into account, that, there is actually a third party, and how those partnerships can work out. So the control over the solution and the direct access to the customers is very important, I think, for some of the banks. So for a bank who really wants to become a digital partner for SMEs, I think an in-house solution is a better option than a partnership option. And, with respect to the implementation, yes, it's possible to do it within a year. What, in our experience, what the most problematic is to define the exact business requirements on the banking side, what they want, how they want. So it's not actually the IT, what is the problematic in this respect, but more like the business expectations and user journeys, and how they integrate it into the bank from a user journey perspective. Because the iterations we experience come from those discussions. So it's not the IT that is problematic, it's the user journeys, business requirements, how the solution look like from a user perspective. But it can be done. We've done it a couple of times already. So the shortest time was 4 months with OTP Bank. But before that, they had a POC project which was going on for another couple of months. So
Okay. And I wanted also to ask, because both of you, Ivan, you in your presentation, Katalin, you in previous answer mentioned that the level of digital transformation, let's say, is important, and could be one of the of what stops the bank to implement digital electronic invoicing. My question to you from the slide that I showed at the very beginning, we do see a correlation that really 30% of the banks implemented invoicing, and we have also around 30% of the banks that have, let's say, end-to-end digital customer journey, meaning that starting from the digital customer onboarding till going smoothly with the main digital processes. So do you see that these processes should start first? I mean, should the bank have implement first end-to-end digital journey and then add invoicing journey, or this could be done in parallel, or this could be done in a separate project, can be done separately, and this is not obligatory? What is your opinion? Katalin, let's start. Oh, Ivan, okay.
No, yeah, Katalin, please.
Yeah, I think the digital processes having in place is not a prerequisite for starting invoicing. I would say it can be if you treat it not very integrated, just a light integration with an open API, for example. You keep it in a separate application, then it could be actually a low-risk project for the bank to start experimenting with digital operations or digital services. So obviously, it's easier for the bank from a mindset perspective if they are already digital, but I wouldn't say that only this fact that they haven't done anything digitally or they are not very developed digitally should stop the banks from starting with the invoicing service.
Okay. And what is your opinion, Ivan?
Yeah, I agree that it could be parallel projects, and in some cases, in case we have SME-oriented bank, they could define some, or they have already some onboarding process which specified for their bank and have some wow fact for their clients, and they love this interaction and communication with their in case branch officer, what kind of onboarding. And but you could spend time for development some piece of e-invoicing or integration with accounting solutions based on API integration or small microservices solutions, and just pilot and understand based on proof of concept solution further needs of your clients, and less spend time just for development, but spend time with real effect for final usage and added value. But so this opinion, and also in case you could decompose your global transformation, it's better to decompose to small one and have quick wins, or build your transformation based on small bricks and more added value, instead of just try to build everything and do not provide anything in a year.
Okay. This is actually good news that it is realistic to implement and introduce to the SMEs such sophisticated, I would say, solution as e-invoicing. So the banks that are focused on SME, I think they're thinking about this, and we do looking forward to the new implementations here in the region. Thank you very much, Ivan. Thank you very much, Katalin, for participating in this webinar. We will be closing it. We are run out of time. As I mentioned to our attendees, we will send the video and the presentation actually right now after we finish the webinar. Thank you very much, and see you next time online during our next webinars. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thank you, Olena. Thank you.
Thank you.